Welcome back to East Texas Now on this 250th anniversary of America signing the Declaration of Independence. Happy birthday, America, and thank you so much for joining us here on the program today. I'm your host, Leo Cavetto. Right now, we're going to be joined by one of our reporters who is on the ground in Nacogdoches covering one of these events celebrating America's 250th anniversary. It was the event we just took a look at in that interview with Nacogdoches City Councilor Brad Mall. Joining us now to talk about this event is our Olivia Hartpence. So, Olivia, tell us more about this event that you were just at.
Yeah, well, I'm outside of the old historic Nacogdoches University building. This is a really big deal in this area. The Nacogdoches Federation of Women's Club presented an interactive America 250 event. So we got to hear from Betsy Ross, we got to hear from Sam Houston himself, telling us a little bit about what she said was a more untold story, which is the story of the Star Spangled Banner itself, rather than Independence Day, which she said is told a lot. But what about the thing that made it all happen, the actual flag, the people behind it? So we all got to hear a little bit about that, and it looks a little bit empty now, but this was filled with over 100 people that were standing out in the heat just to learn a little bit about this. And then really, really cool to kind of step it off. I don't know if you can see it from here, but the bell tower up top, people got to ring that 250 times. So people of the community got to come out. It was just really cool.
Now, for those of us who couldn't attend this event in person, give us a little taste of some of the storytelling. What was it like to hear from these people portraying long dead historical figures talking about some of these untold or maybe lesser known stories of the symbols of America? Of course, the Star Spangled Banner and the flag of the U.S.
It was very, very cool. It was very interactive. Mary's Piggers Bowl, that was one of my favorites. She talked about how there were actually 15 stars on her American flag, when those extra colonies were added or extra states were added. And they even had a 2 foot long star to show exactly how long they were sewing, how big of work that they were doing. And I don't know if you can see that red banner behind me. That's how big of a flag that she sewed with her team. So we got to hear from her team, and a little bit about those behind the scenes. And I actually learned a lot that I didn't know. So it was really cool.
Now, of course, we know that Brad Mall, current Nacogdoches City Councilor and former General Hospital star, was also present at this event. He played a role. Tell us more about what he did.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I'm pulling up all of the lists of people. Brad specifically was Sam Houston, and he did an incredible job. I think my favorite part of his is towards the end. He led everyone with the Pledge of Allegiance. We sang the Star Spangled Banner as a group, and it was loud. It basically echoed this group. He was very convincing. I could have thought he was Sam Houston himself. And he wasn't the only Nacogdoches City Council member here, though he was one of the only ones actually participating in the actual acting, but it was full of people with the community. Again, I believe she said there was over 150 people here. So we saw other people on city commissioners. We saw some of our state rep or I think city representatives. There was just a lot of people here ready to get involved in this event.
And of course, this isn't the only thing I'm assuming the city of Nacogdoches is doing for America's 250th anniversary. Later tonight, there's probably going to be an event. If you happen to know that off the top of your head, go ahead and tell us what else residents can expect.
Yes, there's going to be the JC's Freedom Festival that starts at 5:30. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be live music. It's going to be really interesting. And then right after dark, that's when they're going to start their fireworks show. So there is still a lot for Nacogdoches residents to do. I know some of the people that were running this event said part of it, the reason that they did it at 10 a.m. was because they wanted people to enjoy their Fourth and be able to head out to things like that festival.
All right. Well, thank you, Olivia, for giving us a look at this really interesting event, a live retelling of some of the more special stories of America's symbols rather than any of its wars or civil rights movements. Pretty interesting because we usually don't learn too much,
Yes.
or we might forget, the story of how our symbols, our national symbols, came to be. Really interesting stuff. Well, thank you, Olivia, for that. We'll talk to you later. Happy 4th of July.
Happy Fourth.